Good day, folks. Welcome to Just Omer. My name is Omer C. Ahern Jr., and I am the Grafton County Commissioner, District 3 for Grafton County, New Hampshire. And I want to thank PBTV for allowing me this opportunity to give you right now it seems to be a weekly update on what's going on in your Grafton County, New Hampshire government. I am one of 3 county commissioners. I serve with 2 other commissioners. Wendy Piper from the town of Enfield. She is the District 1 Grafton County Commissioner, serving the towns of Hanover, Lebanon, and Enfield. And Commissioner Piper is also the chairperson of the Board of Commissioners at this time. I also serve with Linda Lauer, who is from Bath, New Hampshire, and she is the District 2 County Commissioner, and she serves the towns of Northern Grafton County and Western Grafton County, north of Hanover and up to the Cowas County county line. And I serve the people of District 3, which goes up to Campton and Warren and over to Canaan and down to Alexandria, Bristol, Ashland, and all the towns in between, including especially Plymouth, Holderness, and Hebron. So the reason why I want to do these weekly or periodic programs is to keep people up to date on what's going on in their Grafton County government. Grafton County is one of 10 counties in New Hampshire, and each of the counties is served by 3 county commissioners. And what the county commissioners can do is set by statute. And this is very important because what's happened is I believe that some of the county government services that are being provided are a little bit over and above than what is really necessary. However, I will let you know that the statutory purposes, the main statutory purposes of county government in New Hampshire is to provide a nursing home, to provide a county house of correction and a jail, county house of correction and jail, and also to provide a dairy farm. A farm to feed the residents in the House of Correction and in the nursing home. And counties have been around since the 1870s, and the statutory framework has been modified a little bit in recent years to also include and any other programs that the commissioners deem appropriate. And that's where I think we're getting into a little bit of financial challenges here, which we can discuss. One of the things I want you to be aware of is that the county commissioner proposed budget is completed. I think I mentioned that at my last program. But the thing that I really want to make clear to you folks is that you have an opportunity to have a say in what's in that budget. The budget, the fiscal year 2022 budget is online at the Grafton County website. If you Google Grafton County, New Hampshire, you'll get to the Grafton County website. You go to the Commissioners part and you look under meetings and budgets. You're going to find online this fiscal year 2022 budget. Now, why you need to look at it right away is because on May 24th, Monday, coming up at 6:00 p.m., there will be a public hearing on this budget. And the hearing will also be available via Zoom. And if you go to that county website, you'll also find the Zoom link in order to sit in on that meeting. But that meeting will also allow people to attend in person. And again, the meeting will be up at the county complex in North Haverhill. and we will be meeting in the UNH Cooperative Extension Conference Room on the first floor. And I really hope that you folks will come and talk and make your feelings heard in front of the delegation. Because the budget that the commissioners propose is only a proposed budget. And ultimately, the members of the county delegation, which are all of your state representatives that are elected from within the boundaries of Grafton County, which are also then called the county delegation. The county delegation statutorily are the ones that approve the final budget, and they can add to it, they can detract from it. They do have a deadline in which to make that decision to adopt or not adopt the county proposed budget. But if they don't do something with it by the statutory deadline, then the commissioner's budget becomes the default budget. Just want you to know that the amount of the amount to be raised by taxes this year, and that tax money is coming from you folks out there, the property owners. And the amount to be raised by taxes is going to be $27,124,374. This is an increase of $151,826 over the fiscal year 2021 budget. And that represents a 0.56% increase over last year's budget. That $151,826 is a 0.56% increase. So the overall budget is $48,672,519, and that is offset again by the taxes, $27,124,374, and then income from the nursing home, income from the farm, and some revenue from the Department of Corrections if we are hosting inmates from other counties in New Hampshire. And we do host a number of female residents of the Department of Corrections from Coos County. So the Executive Committee of the county will be meeting at 4 o'clock on May 24th, again next Monday, or this Monday coming up. And the full public hearing will be starting at 6 o'clock on May 24th. And I urge you to please take a look at that, because that's your money. And when people talk about, you know, the county having money, well, the county is you folks, because you are the ones that provide the money that make our county operations be able to run, to be able to work, to provide the nursing care, long-term nursing care for the residents in our nursing home, which could be your mothers and fathers, or your Grammies, or your grandpas, and you know, relatives at the nursing home, and then also providing the correctional services through the Department of Corrections. The county commissioners do meet every week on Tuesdays, starting at 9 o'clock in the morning. We do meet up at the county complex in North Haverhill. However, since the beginning of the pandemic, all of the county commissioner meetings have been available online via Zoom. And again, if you go to the county website and you look up county commissioners meetings, you will find the link to be able to attend the county commissioner meetings. Now, you also have an opportunity to have some input at those weekly meetings through that, I think they call it a chat function, kind of at the bottom of the page. So I urge you to get involved with your county government and let us know, you know, what your concerns are, or if you're happy with the way things are going. Again, we meet every Tuesday, and we met on Tuesday of this week, May 18th. And the first person to come and talk with us was the High Sheriff of Grafton County. That's a constitutional office. and the High Sheriff of Grafton County is Jeff Stiegler, and he spoke with us about the services that the Sheriff's Department provides to the White Mountain National Forest, and we derive a little bit of income from the federal government for providing those law enforcement services up there in the forest. And those are more needed during the spring, summer, and fall months when the White Mountain Forest is visited by a lot of people. So again, we meet with all of the elected officials, the sheriff, the register of deeds, the county treasurer, and the county attorney. We meet with each one of them at least once per month at our county commissioner meetings. And so, Sheriff Stiegler, keeps us up to date with any financial things that he needs, like he's going to be sending one of his deputies to a program that's going to be put on by the United States Secret Service on cybersecurity and how to do investigations with this new thing called the cyber world out there. So we thank Sheriff Stiegler and his very dedicated group of deputies and staff for the service that they provide to you folks here in Grafton County. The next department that reported on May 18th, it was Jim Oakes. He is the maintenance supervisor for the maintenance department, and he was talking with us about some of the issues that we've got at our nursing home and House of Correction and the county courthouse. Now, the last Just Omer program, I ended up with a bit of a teaser, I was told, because I mentioned that we're going to be make a decision about the present county courthouse up there in North Haverhill. So the county commissioners hired a group of engineers and architects to take a look at our present House of Correction up there, not House of Correction, our present courthouse, which houses the Superior Court, District Courts, the County Attorney's Office, the Sheriff's Office, and the Probation and Parole Department, and Department of Motor Vehicles has an office in that building. That building was built in about 1970. So the building's a little over 51 years old, and we've got problems. We've got problems with the air circulation that the Superior Court judges have brought to our attention, and we've got problems with the elevators. We've got problems with waste disposal within that building. So we've just got a whole bunch of issues. Windows, the big windows that you can see as you drive into the courthouse parking lot, those windows are falling out. And so we've got some significant issues with the existing county courthouse. Now, the county courthouse is owned by Grafton County. And so, if there's going to be any repairs or renovations, that's going to be the county's obligation. Now, just because we're providing this space to the courts and to the probation and parole departments and DMV, they do pay rent for this space that they are using there in the county courthouse. So we were given two options by the folks that E.H. Danson Associates, PLLC, out of St. Johnsbury, Vermont. They did a facility assessment. And as a result of that facility assessment, they basically, in a nutshell, said, okay, Grafton County Commissioners, if you want to renovate the building that you've got and bring it up to standards, federal standards, state standards, and so on, they estimate that is going to cost you, the taxpayers, $36,032,138. $36 million is what should stick with in your mind. This is just to renovate the existing Grafton County Courthouse. with evidently a couple of additions. To build a brand new courthouse with significant additions to meet the growth of the needs of the county attorney, the county sheriff, and other entities such as the private bar used to have a pretty good space there to meet with their clients in the courthouse, but that got taken over a year or so ago by the county attorney's office, and the public defender's office needs room in order to meet with their clients before they go into court. So the estimated cost to build a brand new, up-to-date, up-to-code courthouse with significant additions is expected to be $34,590,000. It's about a $2 million, a little under $2 million difference between a new building and renovating the existing building. To build a new building, it's going to be $2 million more or less than what it would cost to renovate the old building. So this is a decision that the county commissioners, in consultation with the county delegation, is going to have to eventually make. So we're starting the process now to determine what do we want to do. What does the county want to do? And one of the decisions that should be made is whether the county will build the new building, the county again being you folks out there, build a new building or renovate the existing building at a cost of about $2 million more than building new. I'm not trying to suggest anything right now. I'm just trying to tell you what information we have to work with at present. So we haven't made up our minds. The commissioners have not made up their minds yet whether they want to build new or renovate. We still now have to do our due diligence to find out what is in the best interest of all concerned. And that includes you folks, the county taxpayers. So this is some information that I would certainly be glad to discuss with anyone, is this architectural and engineering assessment report to the Grafton County Courthouse, which was presented to the commissioners on May 10th, 2021. So I've got that. So Mr. Oakes talked with us a little bit about that, the courthouse proposals and assessment, but we also have issues in the nursing home that he is addressing, and also trying to address the electricity usage up at the Grafton County Complex and the existing water and sewer issues that we have at the Grafton County Complex. And we hear from Mr. Oakes, just about every week on issues, whether it's an elevator not working properly, just a whole bunch of issues. And Mr. Oakes does a tremendous job. He and his maintenance crew, maintenance staff, do a tremendous job. They will get in there and they have their little scopes, and they can find out what's causing a plug up here and what's causing a little bit of a slowdown in the flow over here. And they're able to do some, in my mind, some magical things. And so I really appreciate the work that Jim Oakes and his maintenance folks do for the benefit of the county. We also got our monthly report from Julie Libby, the finance director for Grafton County, and she gives us about an 18-page report. The money that's coming in, the money that's going out. She gives us monthly variance reports that compares the budget on an annual basis and on an equal monthly basis. So this information is also available online with the county commissioner minutes. Sometimes we're a little bit late because of some amendments sometimes that we have to make to the minutes, but Finance Director Libby's report is also made and online each week with the minutes as well. Another thing that she provided to us was a report from the report on the American Relief or the American Rescue Plan. and the coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds. And this report came from the United States Department of the Treasury, and it gives us some examples of the uses of the funds that are going to be made available to Grafton County. Unfortunately, the federal government has told us a couple of months ago that we're going to be getting $17,475,000, but then they kind of adjusted things a little bit and said, well, you're not going to get it all in one fell swoop, and if you get it, you have certain things you can use it for, and other things that you can't use that $17,475,000 for. So some of the guidelines that we have to follow says that some of that money, or most of that money, is going to be used for COVID pandemic related expenses, or they can be used for water and sewer infrastructure improvements, and there is money that's specifically set aside at the county level and at the state level for broadband installations and improvement. So that should be something that's very good for the folks here in rural Grafton County, that we may be able to get some better internet service with the broadband. I do know that New Hampshire Electric Cooperative is doing something with broadband in the areas where they provide their electric service, and the county also has a special county committee in place to look at the broadband issues, and we get a report about once a month from the county broadband committee, investigation committee. That committee was set up before I became a commissioner on January 6th, and so there's a lot of things going on. I have to say that we are in a lot of uncertain times on so many levels. The reports that I'm seeing is, taxes are going to be going up all over the place. We see that the cost of our gasoline around here is going up. And so there's just a lot of things that we at the county have to be concerned about. Unlike the private sector, the county cannot close down. The county has to continue to operate because of the 134 folks that ultimately could be being provided for at our Grafton County Nursing Home. And we can't just let people out of the jails when they've been sentenced to jail by our judicial system. And the county farm is there to, if necessary, provide food to feed those folks. So the county cannot close up shop, unlike private enterprise can do. So we have to make sure that we're looking into the future, that we're looking to make sure that we can continue to provide the services that you folks expect us to provide. One of the other things that the Finance Director, Libby, provided to us were some of the slides that she's going to use at the public hearing on May 24th, next Monday. So you'll be seeing some of these online from your vantage point, either attending that public hearing in person or by being on a Zoom link. Then we had our report from Andrew Dorsett, the county administrator. He is our new county administrator. He started, I think, the second week of February. And I want to apologize to the people of the town of Littleton, because we were able to hire County Administrator Dorsett away from the town of Littleton. But Andrew has already proven to be quite an asset to the Grafton County operations. Yes, that created a new position in the county administration, but it just, with all the rules and regulations and the paperwork that the federal government and the state government requires us to keep. And this is because we're getting money from the federal government, and we're getting money from the state government, and all of that money has strings attached. And it's sometimes it becomes very, very wearisome, but it's something that we have to take care of, that we have to do so that we can provide the proper, appropriate care for our loved ones in the nursing home, and again, try to keep our towns and streets and roads safe by providing the security services and jail services at the House of Correction. So, Mr. Dorsett, meets with the county department heads on a regular basis, and he's dealing with issues with Mr. Oakes at the maintenance department. We're in the process of doing a cyber audit for our information technologies department. Again, we've got still dealing with the COVID pandemic lockdown through the nursing home, and making sure that our employees are tested based upon the level of COVID outbreaks there are, COVID diagnoses there are within the county, and so on. And again, I just want to reiterate the great job that the county nursing home administrator, Craig Labor, and his outstanding medical staff and the folks in the laundry, the great job that they're doing to mitigate any problems with COVID-19 in the pandemic. There has not been a single COVID-19 case among our nursing home residents since April, the middle of April, 20th of April, 2020. And I just want to thank profusely Nursing Home Administrator Craig Labor and his outstanding nursing and support staff at the nursing home. Doesn't mean that some of our employees have not been diagnosed with the COVID-19, but that's a fact of life in this day and age. You come to work, you work, and then you go home and do whatever you try to do normally in a pandemic. And sometimes, you pick up the things that are noted when you go in before you start work, and you go through the process of, the thermometer and, answering the 6 or 8 questions and so on and so forth. And so sometimes some of our staff do find that they have issues with the COVID-19. So we want to, just thank our outstanding staff up there. The farm is working shorthanded, and we want to thank Grant Nelson for his good work in keeping the dairy cows, keeping them fed and making the milk that we sell to Agrimark and bring in some revenue for the county. And it's just, we got a good group of people working up there, and I'm very proud of them. And we, the county commissioners are blessed to have those folks working for us up there. Issues crop up all the time. The commissioners have to make some decisions, and we try to make the decisions as best we can with those good people that we have working with us in the departments and the elected officials. We also discussed some more issues with the American Rescue Plan and funding planning. And again, as I said, the county is going to be able to bring in $17 million, I exaggerate a little bit, $17,469,000, which will be coming to the county. So I'm out of time. I want to thank PBTV for hosting the Just Omer programs. If you have any questions, you can get a hold of me at my office number, which is the only phone I've got. I don't have cell phone. My number is 764-6024. And you can also reach me at my Gmail address, omer.ahern.jr@gmail. Thank you for taking the time to visit with me today. And I want to just say, God bless America, and God bless the Granite State of New Hampshire. Live free or die. There are many things worse than death. Thank you and take care.